let's take a look at how the lost hours calculator works. Now, this is a simple tool to help you figure out how many lost hours you actually had. Now, to do that, we figure out how many hours you were paid for, and anything beyond that is going to be lost time. Now, the first thing to remember is we're not actually inside the software tool, right? If we look at this, we can see that it actually opened up a new tab. When I was in the software and I hit the lost hours calculator, it opened a new tab with this calculator in it. But it's just a quick, simple tool to help you figure out what percentage of your hours are actually lost. So to do this, I'm simply going to fill in the detail on this report. We simply start at the top, work our way down. Now, the numbers that you'll add in here are for a given period of time, whether it's a day, a week, a month, or the entire year. If you're just starting this process, one of the things that I recommend is just pull the numbers off for the entire year off of your P&L. So we'll start at the top. In this case, this is for my service department. What's my total revenue? I had a total of $450,000 last year. Go down to the next one. What were my total materials costs for that same time frame? So again, if you're doing this over the course of a month, what were the total materials costs for the month? In my case, it's for the year. I had a grand total of $50,000. Next, what's my material markup or margin? You'll only use one or the other. You will never use both. So in my particular case, I use a 45% margin on my materials. So in other words, I take cost divided by 0.65. That's a 45% gross margin. We'll plug that one in. That means that we're going to sell, that's already calculating for us, we're going to sell that $50,000 worth of parts and pieces for a total of $90,909. Next, what's my target labor rate? In other words, what's the labor rate that I'm billing or is built into either my flat rate or my time and material rate? And I'm charging $125 per hour. From there, now it's already told me that for the year I was paid 2,872 hours. All right, so that's one of the first things that we can look at. Now, that might be all the farther you need to go because you can look at how many total service payroll hours you had, subtract this from it, and that tells you everything else is lost hours. Now, we can go a little bit farther. I can come down here and it's the number of technicians. In other words, this is full-time technicians. So if you've got a tech that's working in another department, maybe it's 2.5 techs, something like that. In my case, I've got 2 service technicians. So when I plug that value in, it now tells me per technician, right, my billable hours per tech were 1,436 hours per technician. That gives me my lost hours per tech at 643.6 lost hours per technician. From that point, you can very quickly figure out the percentage of billable versus non-billable time.